Look, we're not gonna lie to each other, guys. Losing sucks. No one really likes to lose. But there's definitely a right and a wrong when you talk about self-analysis and bouncing back from those losses. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks that I use to bounce back after taking losses. What do I do to stay focused when the losses do come? As you've heard every other trading guru say, losses are a cost of doing business. But there's definitely a right way to think about them and a wrong way to think about them. So today, we're going to get right into it now. Let's differentiate how you should be thinking about your losses and how that can help you bounce back properly. What's up, traders? My name is Austin Silver. For those of you who are new to the channel, new to the family, do me a favor, hit the red subscribe button below me, join the team so you don't miss any of the trading content that I'm constantly putting out for you and the rest of the trading community. I really want to start today's video off by telling you that I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you checking out my channel. So if there's any videos that you want me to cover, any questions that you have about trading, about Forex, about running a small business, anything like that, drop a comment below. I'm happy to answer those questions for you guys in future videos. All right? So today we're talking about bouncing back from your losses. Like I said, every guru in the books is going to tell you losses are a cost of doing business, right? Like everybody's going to say that. But it's different to accept that statement and then take it a step further and understand that you actually have to do some self-analysis. You actually have to learn from those losses if you're going to bounce back properly. So there's a right and a wrong way to go about this. But before we get into that, I want to walk you through an example here, kind of showing you the mindset that I see a lot of traders going through, probably the mindset that you're going through when this happens to you. And I want to break it down for you so we can dissect it, pull the bad habits out of there, and replace them with the good ones. So here, we're looking at gold at 2:15 in the morning. This is the start of the London session. You can see I have yesterday's low marked right here with this white horizontal line. So we're approaching yesterday's low, but here at 2:15, London's getting started. We break out for a new low a day. So you're like, all right, this is a short signal. Traders are going short. We're breaking for a new low. Everything on the higher time frames is telling us to go lower. We need to be in here. So you take the short position. What ends up happening? It taps off yesterday's low and bounces back up and stops you out. And you're like, what the? I thought this was going to work. This should have never happened. So now what do? You either do one of two things probably. You close the laptop and you get frustrated, or you end up buying it there and trying to chase it back up. Completely off plan, completely off system, right? But what I want you to do, what I want you to take out of this video is the most important thing you can do when this happens is stay focused. Stay laser focused on your plan, because a lot of the time you're going to have re-entries. If you have solid analysis, if you have a good way of reading a chart, as I like to think that we do since it's been working for the last 5 years, then more often than not, I find that I'm just early, not wrong. So here, if I do get stopped, right, and it presents another entry, I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not going to close my laptop and ignore that. That's the market testing you. That stop out is testing you, and it gives you the signal then to get back in. What happens? Boom. You can see all day this thing just moved lower, right through yesterday's low, all the way down to 1465, 1463. Huge move here off this one, right? The point of this example, the mock example here, was to show you where I see a lot of traders screwing up. It's in that stop out. They shift their focus. All of a sudden, they're either buying it or they're giving up. They think that that idea is bad because they got stopped. Open your eyes, guys. With this market, you could more often than not, in my opinion, be just early. Not wrong. You're just early. So, when you talk about the costs of doing business and you talk about these losses that are going to come along your trading career, the big thing, the big mindset shift that I recommend everyone makes is to accept losses so much so that you don't miss re-entries. I'll say it again. I want you to accept losses so much so that you never miss a re-entry. Because if the loss hits you, if it hits your account and you accept it so well, let it go right through you. Picture it just going right through you. And you staying focused and you looking for the next best entry because that loss didn't affect you. You didn't let it impact your focus. I talked about this in the 10 Commandments webinar. I'll link that below or above so you guys can see that. I've talked about this on our Black Shirt Club calls. I talk about this all the time. Focus is a key characteristic to super high achievers, to super successful traders. It's focus. So if you are focused on your plan and you internalize what I'm saying here and you accept losses well, you're never, ever going to miss a re-entry. Now I'm going to show you a situation where this happened to me. This was on September 17th, 7:15, GBP NZD, breaks for a new high of day. Your boy's excited. He loves this pair. He's in long. It's a pretty big stop loss, and I end up getting stopped out there. You can see my entry, 196.30, stopped out 195.98. So a 32 pip stop there. How would you feel if you lost 32 pips at 7:30, 7:45 in the morning before you go to work? Drop a comment below. How would that impact you for the day at work? You're gonna go into work and probably slam somebody's coffee in their face, hit the donut out of Fred's hand as you're walking in the door, right? But that's not real trading. That's not professional trading. That's not what we're going to, implement after watching this video. So here, I get stopped for 32 pips, but I stayed focused. Because I remained focused, you can see this trade took off higher. So what did I do? I got back in the trade. Here's my P&L for the day. You can see the entry price here on the screen. You can see this is a photo of my second entry. And you can see there the 32 pip stop out, but then right below it, the 31 and 18 pip win from the second entry when I got back in. So here, I stayed focused. I didn't let that 32 pip loss even impact me at all. And I got back in, made the money back, and some. And that's a perfect example of how you can bounce back from losses. Stay focused with your plan. Don't waver. Here, another example. This is just 2 or 3 days ago. I took a small loss on CAD CHF. I was long here this morning. It tried to break higher. It couldn't. Got really slow. And I didn't take the full 10 pip stop. I got stopped for 4 pips, as you can see. Here, there's no re-entry. So you'll say, Austin, what if there is no re-entry? Like in this example. Well, you wait till the next day. There's more money the next day, guys. It's that fucking simple. Like there's more money the next day. Just come back. You don't need a re-entry, but you also don't need to trade. So if it doesn't present clean on the re-entry after you get stopped, come back. Here, the next day, I smacked this trade, USD/JPY, and I left a shit ton of money on the table. It fell 43 pips. I only got 8 out of it at best. So I traded this terribly, in essence, but news was coming in, so I had to close the trade. News ended up pushing it lower. Followed my plan, so I was happy with the win. The point is that I came back, covered that loss the day before, just by following the process, even with news, even with only taking 8 pips. Because my focus is so laser sharp, I'm able to keep those losses small, stay focused, and hit these winners when they present like this. So how do we bounce back from losses? The 4 quick tips, right? Number 1, exercise proper risk management. You should not over leverage yourself or be too heavy on size in any one trade. It's going to screw you up. You're going to be emotional because of the money, and that's going to cause you to act emotional, whether you're chasing a trade or you're, again, hitting another trade too heavy or you're going off plan. Those are emotional reactions. By being too heavy on a trade, you're going to make yourself act emotional. So avoid that completely by keeping your size appropriate, never too heavy. Second tip, keep the terminal closed. I would not trade with your P&L open to see the numbers moving. I think it screws with our minds. As human beings, we're not that advanced. You still get caught up in the numbers, especially as your account starts to get bigger. So keep the terminal closed. It'll just keep you making better trading decisions. The third tip I have for you is to reread the trading plan before and after every trade. Internalize it. Don't take it as a joke. Write it down. You've heard me make other videos about this. If you've been following me for the last 5 years, you know this is my big thing. The plan is most important. Most of you are not even going to take the time to write this plan, and that's why you're not going to be successful. It's crazy to me that you won't do it. Blows my fucking mind, but you won't. So if you do it, read it to yourself. If you're the guy that's saying, no, I'm going to prove Austin wrong, I'm going to do it because he's saying it's going to help me, and then it will, read it to yourself at least twice a day, before each trade and after each trade. All right? And the last tip, review the loss later in the day. After reading the plan, after following these other rules of keeping the terminal closed and such, make sure you come back after you've taken a break and you do some analysis on the trade. See, what could I have found better in this trade? Was there a better opportunity somewhere else? How do these two opportunities compare? And how can I make a better decision going forward? That's it, guys. The best thing, the one note that I didn't even write on here, is to not internalize the loss. Bounce back. You cannot bounce back if you take the loss in and let it make you, turn into like cement feet and you sink to the bottom of the ocean. Don't let the loss do that to you. Just brush it off, right? You're not too heavy on it. You're not worried about the money. You're worried about good trades. If you took a good trade, brush it off. There's more winners. Your system should be tested and proven so that you can brush off those losses. That's why I'm such a big believer in our system, because we've tested it. We know that the losses are way less than the wins. Wins way outnumber the losses. So I brush off the losses. The 4-pip loss on CAD CHF, brush it off. Next day, UJ, bang. Day after that, I didn't put it in here. GBP CHF killed it yesterday. Killed the week after that small loss because of the focus. So I hope the video helped you guys. I hope that this is giving you some good information on where to put your mind. Like, none of this should be groundbreaking stuff. I'm hoping that the way I'm saying it to you resonates a little bit differently than the other ways you've heard it before, and hopefully it gets you making better trading decisions after listening. So if you're new, like I said, make sure you're subscribed, join the team, join the family. I appreciate all you guys being here. If you enjoyed the video, drop a comment. Just let me know below what you think. Good, bad, ugly, great, beautiful. Tell me everything. Tell me if these tips helped you, right? Bouncing back from losses is not going to get easier as your account continues to grow. So make sure you're keeping these tips at the forefront of your mind. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your trading week, and I will see you guys in the next trading video.